3, 2, 1. How's it going, boys? Penny back in another video. Hope you guys are doing well. I know I am. Well, today we have a great video I made for you guys, and it's going to be covering basically what are the best professions for your class in a PvE and PvP setting. You guys know I love PvP, and you know that's what a lot of this channel is about. But you know I got to cater towards the PvE as well, because I also do love you guys as well. Before I jump right into the video, I want to say thank you for all the love and all the videos I've been getting. I hope you guys are doing well. Click the link down in the description. Subscribe, boys. Become a panda today, dude. Stop by the Twitch. I'd love to have each and every one of you guys there. And yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I worked really hard on this video, so I really appreciate it if you guys give me a like and you guys subscribe, because this video was a fucking bitch to make. If I can invest my time and, you know, make these videos for you guys, and it saves you guys time, then, you know, that's a win in my book. You know, I make these videos, I make these guides so you guys are prepared, and you know, to help you guys. So we're gonna be covering, you know, warrior, hunter, rogue, shaman, warlock, priest, druid, and finally paladin. And don't forget priest. You know, we're gonna be covering all these classes and basically what professions are the best for them. You know, a lot of them you're gonna hear in engineering a lot, you're gonna hear leatherworking a lot, and you know, you're gonna keep hearing like skinning a lot. You're gonna hear a lot of repetitive ones, but there are certain professions that stand out a lot for certain particular classes. But let's get right into it, boys. Enough bullshitting. So we'll start off with warrior. So in the dungeon and raids category, you're gonna have blacksmithing and you're gonna have mining. Ideally you would have like blacksmithing and leatherworking, right, to be super mid-maxy, so you have the drums, and then, you know, you have the weapons. So let's start off with blacksmithing. The reason why warriors take blacksmithing, if you guys already know, is for like dragon strike, storm herald, basically stun herald, and lionheart executioner. Lionheart executioner is fucking insane if warriors go sword spec, and storm herald is a mace that stuns you on top of the stun that warriors get from their talents. And dragon strike is fucking phenomenal in PvE. You know, enhanced shamans take it as well. It's a super great fucking mace, but that is why warriors would take blacksmithing. Secondly, like I said, you would take leatherworking. If you had you know, a bank alt that, you know, that goes and farms it, and then you just send it over to the warrior and level it up. So ideally warriors would take blacksmithing and you know, leatherworking, so you have the weapons and you have the drums. But not everybody has a bank alt that can farm the mats, right, for leveling up leatherworking and have blacksmithing at the same time. But what I'd recommend you guys do is go for, in a PvE setting, go blacksmithing, mining. It's a lot easier on your pockets. You don't gotta spend hella money, and a lot of the blacksmithing, you get the badass weapons, and you get a lot of pre-bis that warriors have as well that comes from blacksmithing. Maybe later in the game you could drop mining and pick up leatherworking if you have enough money. But in a PvP setting, I would take blacksmithing as well. Again, the weapons are fucking insane, and you could switch between enchanting and engineering, you know. But most likely I would just take enchanting, get your special enchants. Engineering is going to take for the goggles and the belt and stuff, but you know, I would most likely go blacksmithing, enchanting. So to sum up warrior, basically you're gonna be taking blacksmithing and mining in a PvE setting. In PvP, you're going to be taking blacksmithing and enchanting. That's what I would personally do. Moving on, next would be hunter. So in dungeon / raid, I would definitely fucking take leatherworking. You get the cobra scale hood, fellstalker bracers, nether drake gloves, and the ebon nether scale breastplate. Leatherworking offers so much to hunters, it's fucking insane. And also on top of that, since you're taking leatherworking as a main, you know, priority, you get drums as well, and it's super fucking crazy. It's super good for hunters. A lot of these classes are similar, but a hunter, honestly, next I would take engineering if you can. Again, you know, if you have a bank alt that can supply it, it's a lot of gold going to primary professions and no gathering. The reason I would take engineering is you get goggles, and the goggles for a lot of classes are actually really good in a PvE and PvP setting. You get the goggles from engineering. I'll put a picture on the screen, and you know, but a little fun fact you guys know, hunters, they could feign death, so why the fuck can't they goblin jumper cable? That is another thing that I think hunters should take for engineering, would have, you know, so you're able to res, you know, and recope and bounce back in a PvE setting. But if not, if you want to be a useless hunter, you know, you're already top DPS, you can slack a little bit, you're already top DPS by clicking 3 buttons. But I would take skinning as well. So, you know, if you don't have the gold to fund 2 primary professions, I would take skinning and leatherworking. Both are going to supply you with a lot of gold and a lot of utility. In a PvP setting, this is where it gets fun. For a hunter, I would take engineering because you get the goblin jumper cables, you get the fucking parachute on the back, and you get a whole bunch of stuff with engineering that helps with mobility, right? Hunters don't get disengaged until wrath, so therefore they have really no way to get away from somebody. So the parachute helps you a lot, going from like blacksmithing to lumber mill or whatnot as well. Secondary, I would just keep skinning. I mean, if you want to min-max on a hunter, you can go jewel crafting for gems and enchanting for special enchants. But I would just take engineering skinning, in my opinion. Another little fun fact that leatherworkers can do: they can make riding crop, which is a level 70 trinket. Actually, I think it's 60 trinket. No, it's 70 trinket riding crop that's going to be selling for a lot, that leatherworkers can make, and it increases your mount speed. I'll put that on the screen so you guys can see it. That's a little broken thing about leatherworking's broken as fuck. But basically, to sum it up, in a PvE setting, hunter, I would go leatherworking. If you can't afford it, go engineering. If you can't, go leatherworking, skinning. In a PvP setting, engineering, skinning, so you get a lot of gold. But if you want to min-max, you can go engineering, jewel crafting, or enchanting. So we want a rogue. For a dungeon and raid setting, I would take leatherworking and skinning. A lot of you get the death blow goggles, which you can get those from engineering, which you can also take engineering if you'd like. The goggles are good in a PvE and PvP setting. But for the back to leatherworking, you can take the primal strike vest, the primal strike bracers, and the primal strike belt. That is prebis, but I feel like the course and the pace of classic TBC is going to be super fast. So taking a profession for prebis, what I'm trying to say is I feel like you guys are going to blow past your prebis, right? Because the content's going to be so fucking easy. So take a lot of this with a grain of salt. Right, with leatherworking, you can make a fuck ton of shit. You get the cobra hide, you get riding crop, you get a whole bunch of shit with leatherworking. So as a rogue in a PvE setting, I would take skinning, leatherworking, prio, but also you can go leatherworking, engineering for the goggles. Literally, you're just gonna take engineering for the goggles. That'll end up getting replaced, So moving on to PvP, engineering, enchanting. Just no doubt about it. Take engineering, enchanting. Enchanting, you get special enchants. You could also take jewel crafting too, because you get special jewels. But in a PvP setting for a rogue, you're going to take engineering without a fucking doubt, and you're going to be taking enchanting or jewel crafting if you want to, min-max. So to like sum up rogue, in a PvE setting, I would take leatherworking, skinning, engineering if you have a second alt to provide all those mats, and in a PvP setting, engineering, prio, with enchanting or jewel crafting being on the side. So next, moving on to shaman. Shaman in a dungeon / raid setting, blacksmithing, without a fucking doubt you're gonna take this. Keep in mind you're only gonna take blacksmithing if you're enhanced. You're probably gonna be taking leatherworking for drums. That's the thing. Almost every single class, even if leatherworking doesn't benefit them, leatherworking itself will make you a lot of money with like nether scale leg enchants, caster leg enchants, and riding crop, tons of stuff. Skinning and leatherworking will make you a lot of gold regardless. But you could also take blacksmithing, leatherworking for the drums. Literally, again, only if you have a bank alt to cover it. If not, mining, blacksmithing is the way to go. For PvP, I would take a blacksmithing again because it's fucking broken. You could also go jewel crafting, enchanting for max, but if not, just stick with mining. So I know we're flying through this because I want this to be a quick video that you guys can just put on your second monitor and play the game on your main one while hearing me go over the stuff with you guys. So to sum up, shaman, blacksmithing, leatherworking if you can afford both two primaries. If not, blacksmithing prio with mining secondary. In a PvE setting, I would take blacksmithing and jewel crafting or enchanting as a secondary. If not, keep mining. Next, let's go on to some casters. So next is Warlock. Shout out to Crix. He's the fucking rank 1 Warlock in PvE, if there's such a thing, right? But moving on to Warlock, in a dungeon / raid, tailoring. You're gonna go tailoring. There's a lot of prebis in there that's gonna last you a while. One being the frozen shadow we've set. Keep in mind, like I said earlier, the pace of classic TBC won't be overtuned like private servers that we play on. So I feel like the content's gonna be super easy. If not, you can go tailor leatherworking, again for drums, and tailoring prio. But if you can't take both of those, tailoring skinning or tailoring mining, preferably skinning, because you're gonna make a lot of gold off of it. For PvP, you can go, this is where things get kind of spicy. For PvP for Warlock, you can go enchanting and jewel crafting. If you want to super fucking min-max, go enchanting jewel on a Warlock. You can go tailoring, but only only get rid of tailoring if you don't like PvE. So if you play Warlock and you only want a PvP, you're going to take enchanting and jewel crafting without a doubt. But if you want to have some sort of PvE in there, you're going to be taking enchanting and tailoring. So to sum up Warlock in a PvE setting, you're going to be taking tailoring and leatherworking if you could afford 2 primaries. If not, it's understandable, tailoring and skinning, because skinning will make you a lot of money. And for PvP, I would take enchanting / jewel crafting, or you could have tailoring if you want, but to sum it up, just take enchanting and jewel crafting if you want to go hard in the paint in PvP. Next is Paladin. So basically the same exact as Warrior. In a PvE raid dungeon situation, you're going to be going Blacksmithing. Blacksmithing helps you with pre-made bits, just like a Warrior. Stormherald's fucking disgusting on a rep Paladin. So Blacksmithing prio with mining or skinning secondary for money. If not, Blacksmithing and drums, so you can help out in raid and you have a badass fucking weapon. Moving into PvP, Blacksmithing prio because the fucking weapon's broken as shit. And then if you can afford 2 primaries, you can go for either engineering for the boots, belt, and glasses, and then or enchanting and jewel crafting if you want to mid-max. Paladin's not much to say about Paladin. It's just literally the same as Warrior, right? To sum it down, you're gonna take Blacksmithing in both a PvP and PvE over anything, with leatherworking if you can afford 2 primaries in a PvE setting, but if not, it's okay. Take skinning. But in a PvP / arena, you're going to take Blacksmithing and then jewel crafting, enchanting if you want, or engineering if you could afford 2 primaries. So next is Priest, one of my favorite fucking classes from back in the day. So in a PvE dungeon or raid setting, tailoring is prio. You're going to want tailoring on a Priest for the primal Mooncloth set if you are a healer, but if you are disc, or excuse me, if you are Shadow, you're going to want the Frozen Shadow Wave set. All those sets will be on the screen. Go ahead and give them a look. Secondary, if you could afford 2 primaries, would be tailoring and leatherworking. If not, again, tailoring, skinning. In Arena as a Priest, you're going to want enchanting and jewel crafting if you want to min-max super hard as a caster. You could also go engineering, but I don't recommend it. I recommend going enchanting and jewel crafting, if you can afford it. If not, go enchanting and mining. That's basically for Priest. A lot of your prebis is covered in tailoring, which is cool. A lot of classes are like that. Your prebis is in there, but again, I'm not going to reiterate myself. Classic TPC is going to be a cakewalk, so don't stress too hard on prebis, in my opinion. So to sum up Priest, right, it's just like all the other casters. In Dungeon Raid, you're going to take tailoring and leatherworking if you can afford 2 primaries. If not, prioritize tailoring and take skinning. In a PvP setting, you're going to want jewel crafting and enchanting if you can afford 2 primaries. If not, just take enchanting and skinning. Next is Mage, same as all the other fucking casters. Honestly, in a PvE setting, you're not going to go Frost. Frost is fucking a joke in TVC. It's good in Arena, but it's a joke in PvE. You're going to want to go for the Spellfire set, which is tailoring. Wow, dude, just like Warlock, dude. You're and Priest. But no, for Mage, you're going to want to go tailoring as your primary, skinning is your second. If you can afford, if you can afford 2 primaries, take tailoring, leatherworking, just like the 2 classes before this one. This is another class that benefits from having tailoring. That's why tailoring's prio for the Frozen Shadow Wave set. If you want to go Frost, but if not, you have the Spellfire set, which is you're gonna go fire. But I'll put both the Frozen Shadow Wave set and the Spellfire set on the screen. So I know I'm blowing through these, but next for PvP and Arena, just go jewel crafting and enchanting. Honestly, just go jewel crafting and enchanting. But like that's more mid-max. If you can't afford 2 primaries, keep the skinning, take jewel crafting. But if you don't care about PvE, just take the two primaries. Last and finally, the most fucking cancer class in the entire fucking arena would be Druid. Druid in a dungeon / raid setting, you're gonna take leatherworking. A lot of your prebis is in there as well, and you get drums. A lot of the leatherworking wear classes, hunter kinda, but mainly rogue and druid. They benefit the most because they get leatherworking for their prebis. You get the riding crop, you get leg enchants. And you get drums too, because drums and everybody wants fucking drums. But if you can afford it, I would go leatherworking and tailoring actually too. If you could afford two primary professions, if not, take leatherworking and skinning. But another route that you can take is for Druid, being the most versatile class that they are, you can take you can take the tailoring and skinning on a Druid and say fuck it, right? The only reason you would do this though is if you want to play a healer, so you can get the primal mooncloth set. I'll put that on the screen. That's another route you can take, but at the end of the day, you can go two primary professions, but if not, just take two side ones. Take skinning and leatherworking. Moving on to arena and PvP for a Druid, jewel crafting and enchanting, same as all the other ones, right? Same as all the other ones. That's only if you want to min-max. If not, keep your secondary profession for skinning and make yourself a lot of gold. To sum up Druid, take leatherworking, tailoring. That's ideal, so you can go back and forth classes, whatever you like to do. If you can't afford two primaries, keep leatherworking and skinning, and then for arena and PvP, jewel crafting, enchanting, like all the other classes. So that's basically it. We covered every single class and what professions are best in a PvE for that class and a PvE setting for that class. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like. I worked fucking ridiculously hard on this video, but I like bringing you guys the best, and I don't cut any fucking corners. You got pictures on the screen. I got the min-max bullshit. I got it all, dude. I hate min-maxing, but I got it for the guys that like it. If you guys like the video, leave a like, subscribe. You can subscribe at any time. Click it. It's free. It doesn't harm you anyway, but it notifies you, right? If you guys feel like you're not getting my notifications when my YouTube videos are posted, make sure you join the Discord, link in the description. And I appreciate you guys watching this video. I really do. Make sure you subscribe. Like I said, I got a fucking ass ton of content. I have videos from the best way to farm and the fastest way to farm, experience and reputation, right, for factions, for the main factions you're gonna need. I got tons of fucking content. It's literally a gold mine. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you guys are being safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.